Hi everybody, it's Julie and welcome to another edition of Flower Friday, and I know it's been a while since we've had one, so I hope that you guys enjoy this one. Today we're going to be making tiger lilies, really easy and pretty, and if you watched my last video you'll see how I used it on a banner. These are really easy to make, but they do require a punch. This punch right here is by McGill, and it has 4 different sizes of the leaves or the petals that you'll need, and it's called Star Lily. I think that this punch was $14.99. I picked it up at Archivers about a month ago, and so I know that they still have them. In fact, they have a big collection of the flower punches from McGill. Another punch that you're going to need for this one is the McGill, and it's the Starburst, and it looks like this. That I guess you can probably see a little bit better from the bottom. And I'll show this one from the bottom as well. You can see those punches that will punch out. You don't absolutely have to have this one, but you will need something that will make your stamens for the flower. And then also, they do sell another McGill punch for what I'm going to use this particular punch out here for. This is an EK Success punch, and it's their flowers. Put that a little bit closer. It's just, you know, it has 2 different petals and then a circle and a leaf on it. I'm going to be using this one, and this will be for the back of the flowers. So let's go ahead and get started today. I'll set these aside. We're going to be making this gold one here. And what I've done is I've sprayed a piece of white cardstock with Lindy Stamp Gang's Wake Me Up Before You Go Gold. And I love this gold. If you don't have any gold sprays and you're looking for one, definitely pick this one up. It's Wake Me Up Before You Go Gold, and it's just one of their newer releases, I think, from this summer. And my friend Stacy sent me the collection that had this one in it as a rack. So thanks, Stacy. This is a great color. And then also this particular one here was made with this Lindy Stamp Gang, and it's Open Arms Amethyst, and that's a really, really pretty purple. Okay, so what I've done is I've punched out some of the petals that you're going to need. You're going to need 6 of them, so I'm going to go ahead and punch out one more. And let me show you really quickly how I punch out just one of the petals at a time instead of having to punch out 4, because you know you might not necessarily use all of those sizes at one time. I just take a thinner piece of cardstock, and I've cut it down to about 1 inch wide, and I just slide it into whichever one that I want to cut out. And so I want to use the largest petal, so I'm just going to slide it in and then just cut it. And then you're going to get a couple pieces of scrap, but just throw those out. You won't ever need those. So you've got 6 of the petals. Okay, and then you're going to need 1 of these for the back. So let me go ahead and punch that out. And I like to punch the back piece out in whatever color you're going to be working the flower in. You don't have to do this. You could do it in green, you could do it in white, black, brown, whatever. It's not going to show. So this way I don't have to waste this paper. So I'm just going to slide that. Actually, let me see if it'll fit on this one. Yeah. Just going to slide that in and then just punch that out. Okay. And we'll go ahead and set that aside. Now you will need some embossing tools. I'm going to use, and McGill does sell a set that has all of the different sizes in it, but I only have these 2. I don't have the set yet, but that is on my to-buy list because I think it's really cool. It's got all different sizes, big ones, little ones. I think it has 8 different embossing tools in it. So, and plus a pair of straight tweezers, which I don't have those either. So I'm using a Chatterbox embossing tool, and this is old. I think I've had this for 10 years at least. And then my handy Fiskars embossing tool. Okay, and then you will also need a mouse pad or something, some embossing pad, in order to be able to get these petals to shape up right for yourself. And you will also need a quick dry adhesive. I'm using Scotch Quick Dry, and I don't know if you can see it right there, I've just put a little puddle out on my mat. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and you're going to need a black marker. I'm going to take my black marker and I'm just going to make some spots because tiger lilies all have these little spots, and it doesn't matter how many you put, just kind of make them random. No big deal, no rhyme or reason for sure. Okay, and then you're going to take whatever is the largest embossing tool that you have. So this one I think is probably close to the size that McGill has. It's probably close to an 8mm, and that's what they suggest to use on this particular flower. So all you're going to do is just start rubbing in a circle on the paper, and this just breaks the plane and it makes the paper easily moldable. And see how it's lifted up there, kind of into like a cup shape. Okay, and then you're going to do that for all 6 petals. And this, like this flower, you can make this flower so quickly. And this is especially a great flower if you have to make a lot of them, because they do go very quickly. You can just punch out all of your petals, color them, shape them, you know, and then put them like in a little assembly line, and then put them all together. Okay, so now that I've got all of my petals shaped, I'm just going to set them aside. Okay, and we're going to work with one at a time. Now, this particular flower petal here, I need to make it where it kind of turns up a little bit. I'm going to do this, and then you're going to say, why'd you do that? Because I'm going to flatten it back out now. But as you can see, I don't flatten it all the way, and it still retains a little bit of that cup shape. And that's just going to help form your flower and make the petals sit up just a little bit. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take your petal and you're going to hold it in the middle, okay, because you want this flat side. That's what you're going to glue down. So I'm going to take that, I'm going to hold it right in the middle, and I'm just going to drag it through my glue. Just put a little bit on there, and then I'm going to wipe a little bit off because you don't need a whole bunch of glue here. Okay, and then I'm just going to start by sticking these down. Okay, and you're just going to keep going until you have all 6 of them stuck down. And really there's not a whole lot of measuring or anything. I'm just trying to make it where the petals will be even. Don't stress too much about this. These are really super easy, and they should be fun, you know, to make. If you're stressing about them, it's not a lot of fun, so try not to stress. Okay, and we've got one left. Okay, so now that's how it looks without your center. Okay, we've got all of the petals down. Now, if you don't want to use the Starburst center, you don't have to. If you want to put a bling in there, go ahead. You know, it's up to you, whatever you want to do. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Starburst punch, and I'm going to punch out a piece of black cardstock in that shape. Okay, and then I'm going to put that on my embossing mat, and I'm just going to punch it down in the center so it forms a cup. See how that's formed a cup shape? All of the stamens have lifted up. Okay, now I'm just going to hold it in my hand, and I'm going to dip it in my glue. My glue's kind of getting a little bit dry here, but I think I have enough for this. And then I'm going to find the center of the flower, and I'm going to set it there, and then I'm going to take my embossing tool and I'm going to press it down with this, because if you tried to stick your finger in there, you'd be pushing down your stamens, and you want those to be lifted up. Okay, so now you have your flower. If you want, you can cut out 2 more of these petals, the large size petals, in a green cardstock. Let me see if I have any green. I do. And then you can make your leaves right away as well. And you don't have to put leaves, but if you want to, you can. So there's one. Slide that over. And there's 2. And then I am going to use the same technique that I shaped the petals with for the flower. I'm going to do that as well with the leaves. And you're just going to start by curling them. Just pushing down and going in a circular motion, and you'll make those petals cup right up. Okay, now same thing, except you want to glue the front of this petal because you're going to stick it to the back here. There's one, and Get enough glue here or not. There's going to be 2. Okay, so now you have leaves on your flower, and I pushed down my stamen, so now I need to go back in there with my embossing tool and lift it back up. Get in there. Okay, and there's your completed flower. Isn't that pretty? I hope that you've enjoyed this episode of Flower Friday, and I hope that I won't be gone as long as I was. I do believe that I'll be back on track now, and we'll be able to get an episode of Flower Friday in every Friday. All right, everybody, have a great day. Bye-bye.